It's lovely to have you with us, Christine. Welcome.
It's lovely to be with you. Thank you.
All the way from the tourist office here in Reims.
Oh, geez, you're the only Anglo-Saxon I meet that is capable of saying Reims properly. Reims.
Oh, well, thank you very much. Merci beaucoup, as we say in the region. I was mentioning earlier, Christine, that the geographical argument of Reims, of Reims, is a major thing that you talk about. Why is that so important?
Well, actually, we are at the crossroads of the major routes in Europe, which means that anybody can come over and visit us, well, in times of peace.
In times of peace? What do you mean?
Yeah, because in times of war, well, the touristic routes turn into invasion routes. And each time there was a war in Europe, we were involved in it. We didn't ask for it, but so we were.
Oh dear, okay. Let's hope for times of peace anyway, in times to come. What makes it such an important hub of activity then? Because it's so close to Paris, I guess that's a big advantage too.
Yes, sure. Now that we have the high-speed train, we are 45 minutes away from Paris, from Disneyland, from the major hubs in France. Wherever you land or wherever you arrive by train, by car, you cross Reims. Okay. And so you can stop. You cross Reims.
Reims, or Reims, as the Brits and the Americans say, for sure.
Right.
Now tell us about some of the special attractions. Why would people come to Reims or to Reims?
Because we have pink biscuits.
Because you have pink biscuits.
And it fits perfectly with champagne, you know.
Okay.
This is the base of our local gastronomy, as we like to say. But, well, we have a lot of other goodies to propose. So come over. We have a very rich heritage in terms of architecture. Especially Art Deco, because the city was bombed during World War I and rebuilt after in the 1920s. That explains why we have that amazing collection of Art Deco houses.
We're going to talk about some champagne, of course, as we go on during the show, because we know this is one of the major attractions when you come to this region. But a word with you about other things that we can see while we're here. A little word about the cathedral, which I visited recently. It's absolutely splendid.
Well, yes, it is. Well, it is one of the 4 giant cathedrals in France with amazing stained glass windows decorated with 2,303 statues, including
2,303 statues?
Yes,
Did you count them?
Personally.
That's crazy. And also, isn't this also the cathedral where you used to crown the kings of France?
Yes. Well, we had 33 coronation ceremonies, including the coronation ceremony of Louis XV, exactly 300 years ago, and he's the first king to have champagne for his coronation.
Oh, wow.
And
so
if the
French.
if the kings came to Reims, it's because our cathedral is way more beautiful than the one in Paris.
Oh.
Yes, we could fit Notre Dame inside ours.
Is that right, Christine?
Yeah,
Since
we
you're
like to
bragging
brag
a little bit about
yes,
this cathedral now.
We do.
Okay. Bigger than Notre Dame. Okay.
Sure.
It's not all about size, Christine, so they tell me. A word about the historical tourism, because, of course, you were mentioning when we were joking earlier about being in the way of war. But, of course, this region played a very important part at the end of the Second World War.
Sure, very few people know it, but Germany surrendered in our city. Everybody speaks of the 8th of May in Berlin, blah, blah, blah. But very few people know... Sorry, excuse my French. So very few people know that the actual surrender took place in Reims, because this is where Eisenhower settled his general headquarters. So Admiral Dönitz sent his plenipotentiaries to Reims to negotiate a peace with the Allies.
Yeah, General Eisenhower was here, effectively.
He was here.
Effectively. A little word about the Christmas time here, because that's a very special period, isn't it?
Well, yes. France used to be a very Catholic country, so we still have remains of this, and every year we have the 3rd largest Christmas market in France, and it attracts a lot of people, and none of them are disappointed, because there's a lot of great noise, champagne and cakes and all kinds of goodies.
All sorts of festive fun to be had.
Sure.
To finish, a little word about the beautiful countryside in this region as well. Wonderful little villages to go and visit. We're on a gastronomy tour, we're on a wine tasting tour, but we're looking around and we're appreciating the architecture and the countryside as well. And I've heard talk of the forest of Verzy, and they show me me, they have some absolutely amazing trees there.
So, you've heard of the cursed forest?
The cursed forest?
Yes.
What do you mean?
Well, at the downfall of the Roman Empire, all the farms in the country turned into villages and had to reorganize as new human communities, electing a leader, for instance. And in the village of Verzy, a very ambitious young man wanted to be elected leader. So he made a deal with the devil.
A deal with the devil?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he sold against his election as a leader, and he signed with his own blood, of course. That's how it goes.
Signed with his own blood.
And at the end of his life, he had regrets about that deal because he will end up in hell boiling in the cauldron for eternity. So he prayed the Virgin Mary very hard, who arrived just in time to take his soul to heaven. And the devil ended empty-handed. So he twisted all the trees of the forest of Verzy to show that the place was cursed.
Oh, that's the explanation for the
Yes,
strange shape of those trees.
Well,
a
actually,
cursed forest.
It's a genetic mutation, but I like my story better.
I prefer your story too. And they say that Joan of Arc went through there as well, is that right?
The story goes that she took a nap under one of these trees.
Joan of Arc took a nap under one of the trees in the forest of Verzy, the cursed forest that you absolutely have to come and see when you're in the region. Thank you very much, Christine.
Thank you for inviting me.